excited to have Boluwatife here today. So Boluwatife, I would like you to just do a brief introduction of yourself. I would like you to speak for yourself, let the people know you, and get to know who we are talking with tonight. So Boluwatife, let's hear from you.
Hello, David. Good evening. Can you confirm that you can hear me very well?
Yes, I can hear you. Can we hear Boluwatife? If you can hear him, please just drop an emoji.
Okay. Thank you for inviting me. I don't take it for granted. Absolutely very honored to be here. And I want to appreciate everybody that made the time to be here tonight. So if I will give it an introduction about myself, well, I would say like I'm a human being, just like everybody else. Like it's not, I don't know if there is anything really special. We are just human being doing our best every day. But as experience, or let me say as growth, I've finished school, I finished university, I finished the first class in computer science from the Federal University of Technology, Akure. I've started and led several businesses on campus. I am currently serving my father's land in Abuja here. And I teach leadership on my YouTube channel and Instagram and do what else do I do? I do a lot of things basically, but I'm very passionate about leadership. So for career, let me say for work, I'm more into project management.
Hello, Bolu. Are you still there? We can't hear you anymore. Hello, I think Bolu's having network issues. Let's just hold on for a while he tries to resolve that. So let's just hold on for a while. For everyone that's just joining, good evening. You're welcome. If you're just joining, you can drop an emoji. Good evening, you're welcome. We're glad to have you here. Thank you. Thank you for joining. I think Boluwatife is trying to resolve his issues. Let's just hold on for a while as he joins. So before Boluwatife comes back, I would just like to again reiterate what we are here for and let everyone know what the essence of Bearing is about. So Bearing is essentially a platform for one to discover ourselves, to help us to do the work of, the introspective work of determining what is it that we are made up of, what is our element, what are we supposed to be doing. And secondly, beyond just getting to discover what we are supposed to be doing, it's also a platform for, understanding what we need to do to move from just dreaming to execution. Because I believe that the point where many people, miss it is that they have a dream, but they don't know how to realize it. And like we all know, we live in a society that things are moving very fast. Nobody's waiting for anybody. So the world expects us to always be in motion. So if you are not doing anything, if you are not making choices for yourself, life will make choices for you. And if you allow life to make choices for you, it's just like, you just picking anything from a garden. And it's most likely that what you're going to get is weak. So what that means is that, all right, I think Bully is back. All right. So what that means is just that you have to be intentional about making your choices, intentional about making your choices in life. And that's another thing that Bearing is going to do for us to help us to make the right choices, to give us the knowledge that we need to make the right choices for ourselves. So Bolu is back. Let's return to Boluwatife. All right, Bolu. Bolu, can you hear me?
Yes, I can hear you. Apologies, my internet just went off. Can you hear
All
me
right.
now?
Yeah. I can hear you. I can hear you.
Okay, sorry for that.
It's fine. So
So
Boluwatife,
I think I've yeah.
When you were speaking, you spoke about your passion for leadership, and that's something I
Yes.
actually know. That's something I know you for very well. Like I know you
Yes.
teach leadership. I've seen you go to primary schools to teach children about leadership, and your series that you do on Instagram or YouTube, and it's something I've been a follower of. So I would like
Yes.
actually, I'd like to actually ask you because it's interesting for me that you have discovered that this is what you love, this is what you have passion for. You
Mm-hmm.
have passion for teaching leadership, and it's interesting
Yes.
because for many youths, for many of us, it is not so
Mm-hmm.
easy for us to stumble upon what we love, so early.
Okay.
Many
Okay.
people realize what they want to do very late, or they just
Mm-hmm.
stumble on something for now, and
Yeah.
before you know it, they move on to something else. So I'd like to ask
Mm-hmm.
you, how did you actually discover your passion for leadership? How did you come about this your passion for leadership? And also, if how would you advise somebody? How would you say that people can actually go about discovering their passion, discovering what they actually love to do?
Okay. Thank you for that. So a little bit of background. I don't think I actually grew up thinking I would be teaching leadership one day. Everything just everything just came together at some point. So now when I was young, one of the things I observed about myself was that I had natural leadership gifts, or let me say leadership traits. And it's not as if I know I'm the best communicator as this way, or I'm the best organizer of things. First thing first, I love to set good example for my siblings. So I'm the first son in my family. And one thing that comes with first son is that all your younger brothers look to you for example. So anytime I say I'm not going to church, everybody will just say, "Oh, I'm not going to church." And I'll be like, "Our destinies are not the same. Why should I say I'm not going to church? I think you guys will just follow suit." If I say, "Okay, I'm going to church today," I will just discover that everybody else is just dressing up. So I discovered that I had this natural influence amidst my siblings. I think I discovered that around maybe GSS something or SS something. Like not just once. Like it kept happening until I was concerned that I think what I do actually matters because like these guys it's as if they can't make decision by themselves. It's as if my decision is a decision. So that was the first time in my life I come to realize that there's something about me that makes people want to follow me. That people watch what I do and I have like influence wherever I go. So that's the first time. Fast forward to university days, um, I began to learn more about this leadership thing. I began to ruminate more. And there's one thing that comes to knowledge. When you know something about a particular field, you are exposed to the inadequacies there. Let's say, for example, when you start knowing more about health, whenever you see somebody eating junks, you know what could happen. You easily see the problems around you when you have more knowledge about a particular area of life. So as I began to develop myself in leadership as it were, I began to observe how every problem around me is connected to leadership. I began to observe, I think I've told this story before, how I went back home. I think that should be in 100 level or so. And I discovered that the road in my area kept getting worse to the point that some people can't even drive their car out. So, I just thought to my brother, okay, I think the problem here is a leadership problem. And how do I know? When I asked my dad, like, why is it that people around in this area can't even just contribute, maybe just for 500 naira? Like, they will bring a tractor, they will fix this road. In fact, just increase the amount, we'll tar this road. Why is it that everybody just left it and waiting for a miracle to fix the road by itself? No, the response was that it's the government's responsibility. The local government is supposed to fix the road, and we are waiting for them. The truth is that that's true in a normal democracy where everybody knows their responsibility. But there's this thing I've learned about leadership. That leadership is about taking initiative. Leadership is about doing what you want to do, not waiting for somebody to do what you should do, and going for what you want. So I know that okay, the real way to actually fix this problem is you guys have a problem, just come together and fix the problem. Why wait for government if the government are not that responsive? So I began to learn more about situations around me and how they connect to leadership. So it evolved from there to now me, trying to make a difference. I discovered that it goes beyond, the problems you have around us. People have individual challenges about their potential, about their everything about them. that connects to their knowledge, or let me say their ignorance about leadership. That is, if I can help people realize many things that they are going through and be fixed with knowledge about leadership, how to lead yourself, how to carry yourself, your understanding of your potential, how to make a difference, how to make an impact, purpose calling. I discovered that if I can just share a little bit more about the things I've learned on my own, I think it can help someone and make a difference in the life of someone. So that's what spurred my teaching on leadership. I just want to make a difference in somebody's life. I believe I know something that if I share with somebody else, I make a significant difference. So how can a person, let me say, a person on the other hand, find their own kind of calling or purpose? I think one of the things that we need to check when it comes to finding what you love to do is first, like I said, paying attention to your own story. I was sharing with someone, was it yesterday or the day before yesterday, that um the issue of purpose have been very overcomplicated. A lot of people have overcomplicated purpose, looking for purpose as if purpose is something lost. Take natural examples. Whenever someone builds a house, they design it with purpose in mind. An average person designs purpose in mind. A car is designed purpose in mind. A cup is designed purpose in mind. If there is no purpose, you can't even call it a cup. There is no name for it. So definitely our lives itself has purpose built into it. Our stories has purpose built into it. Everybody that's doing something they love today or doing something they find very exciting have have it laid out in their story. So that's what I'm trying to say. What I'm trying to say is that paying attention to our own story, individual stories, like how like the significant things that happen to us and the things we've realized about ourselves help us connect what we actually should be doing. Nobody can answer. I can't answer for anybody what you should be doing with your life. You decide what you want to do. But if we take the time enough to really reflect, to really think about how our story has evolved, the significant things that have happened to us, and what these things mean, and what we want to do to this situation. Some people have found, let me say, they found their meaning in advocating for children rights, for protection of the children against rape and all of this, because maybe they faced the challenge they like in their past, and they felt the way they can make a difference in this world is just advocating for others that may be in that shoe. Some people have found purpose in the fact that when they were younger, they faced like abject poverty, and their response to that is that, okay, I want to make a difference in others' life. I will teach people about how to make money, or let me say, I will organize classes, free classes, just to empower people on entrepreneurship. I think at the end of it all, it boils down to, okay, I have a story. There's somewhere I'm coming from. There's something that touches my heart, and this is how I want to make a difference in the world. This is what I want to do to help others. This is what I believe I can contribute to this universe. So that's how I will answer it. It boils down to paying attention to your story and then deciding the difference you want to make in this world. I don't know whether that answers your question, David.
Yeah, thank you very much, Boluwatife. And in fact, you touched a very important pain point for me, and that was where you said, you discovered what you wanted to do, you discovered what you were passionate about, and you just stepped out to do something. So I'd like to ask, where the point where many people miss it is they discover what they want, because I believe that everybody has a dream. There's nobody that does not have a dream of what they want to do, but many people discover what they want to do, but then, how do they take action on this thing? That's where difficulty comes. So I'd like to ask you, what did you actually do? How did you begin this your own journey? And how would somebody that has a dream, how would they move from that place of dreaming to execution to action?
Okay. Yeah. I think that's a very important question because sometimes we get very scared by our dreams that we even lose the courage to start at all. I think the solution to that problem is for me to do whatever you can, wherever you are, with whatever you have. Like is a cliche, right? Like do whatever you can with whatever you have, wherever you can. Like why wait till you can build a skyscraper when today you can build a hut? Like why wait? because nobody knows entirely what the future holds. We have faith, we are positive that the future holds the best for us, but nobody knows how long it's going to live. Nobody knows, where it will be tomorrow. In fact, that's one of the things that motivates me to do whatever I do. If I can do something today, I don't postpone it to tomorrow. If I can help someone today, I don't want to postpone it to tomorrow. And I think I also learned this from my dad. My dad always tell us that, you see, when it comes to life, always live life as if today may be your last. That is, if you can help someone today, just do it. If you can, do something good today, don't push it to tomorrow. So when it comes to translating dreams into action, I think one of the things that can help us is starting small. Literally, that's what I did. I started with, because for me, I didn't have, all the resources. The dreams I'm having concerning leadership. I'm thinking of organizing events, teaching people, practical sessions, holding retreats, because I know that these are the effective ways to do these things. But I know I can't start from there. I don't have the resources. I don't have the time. I don't have the capacity to do that now. So I literally started with writing quotes. Like, obviously, one of the things I'm good at is writing content. So I write content that can add value to somebody. Then, I graduated from there to shooting videos. If you go through my Instagram page, especially the one I started with, you will see a lot of horrible, horrible videos. I just put it there, and I haven't removed it yet. I just started with doing something like, this is what I can do. I used to think to myself that this is not it, Bolu. This is so poor. The quality was so poor. I was using one techno at that time. That techno was so bad. But I felt no, I won't wait till the future till I start, because I don't know everything about the future. So I'll just do what I can do today. I started recording with that poor camera, like shoot a video, learn a little bit of CapCut, then I started adding capture. And the one beautiful thing is that some of my friends who watch these things, they don't like, some people don't really care. They are interested, they are, want to encourage you. So people tell me, "Bolu, now add caption, you can do this too, you can do that too." And that's how I began to evolve in my ability to teach and ability to make quality content. Now I graduated to having a better phone. I graduated to having like getting access to spaces like office space with correct lighting, with correct mic. Now it's getting better, right? But I can tell you that it didn't begin there. It began with me starting with what I can, with what I have, and just trying to make a difference in one person's life. If it at least is one person, I would say this, most of those posts don't get any like when I started, but I know that maybe someone is seeing this, and at least I just need one person. And the beautiful thing is, I had more than one person that will reach out to me and say, "Bolu, I'm learning from you. I'm getting a lot of value from what I'm teaching. My life is getting better." So that's it for me. Just starting small and starting with whatever you can. I know that answers the question.
Yes, thank you very much, Boluwatife. I was actually going to ask you that, what's the place of skill set? When you say you want to do something and you don't have the skills to actually do it, how do you start? But you just answer that question of, just start with what you have, start where you are, and just do something. And that's a very good insight. So one other thing I want to ask is, I believe that one of the things that leadership teaches is how people can develop self-identity. Because I believe if someone does not have a strong sense of identity, they
Mm-hmm.
wouldn't, be able to launch out to do the things they love. A little
Mm-hmm.
discouragement from anywhere would turn them off. And even without people
Yeah.
discouraging them, even they in their mind will discourage themselves. When that thoughts begin to come, what if you feel? What if nobody, for example, when you're making your post, what if you are thought, what if nobody likes this post? What if nobody watches it? And you not one of that, "Oh, I'm not doing again." Those things. So how do you know, teach people to develop self-identity?
Yeah. Thank you very much for that question. So self-identity is the cornerstone of who we are. Like, if you don't have an identity of who you are, you will fall for everything, right? You fall for everything. Miles Moreau used to say something. He said that a man without principle is not really a man. No, there's no leader that can be a true leader without principles. Principles are what you are willing to die for, are the things that shape who you are, are the things you cannot compromise. So until we get to that point where we have unbending principles, even principles that at the point of death we are still willing to stand by. We are not yet the leader that can change the world. So when it comes to finding your self identity, it boils down to first identifying what defines who you are. I think someone is raising their hand. Okay, let me just go ahead and answer the question. When it comes to finding your identity, self identity, it boils down to understanding the principles that define who you are. Like, who are you? Like, just asking myself, Boluwatife, who are you? Who are you? Which kind of person are you? And don't forget that in this world, we have a lot of people. I mean, a lot of types of people. And by the time we grow up enough, we will know that there are the liars, there are those that steal, there are those that micromanage, not even micromanage, there are those that no, no offense. There are a lot of classes of people in this world today, good and bad. So the question is that what do I want to be? Who do I want to be? And why? See, when it comes to principles, or let me say identity, what holds identity strong is why for it. So let's take,
Mm.
for example, I take myself as someone that stick to my word. Like I love, if I promise you something, I love to stick with it. I don't like to apologize. But if I can't stick with it, I will have to apologize. This is a principle I stand by. Like it's my principle. Some people don't believe in that. Some people believe they can promise you and then don't do it. But me, I don't believe in it. I rather not promise you than promise you and fail. But why do I have this kind of principle? It's because that's the way I want to be treated. That's the way I love people to. I find it very painful when someone tell you they will do something and then they don't do it. So if I find it very painful, I want to be the difference. I want to be this person that actually stands for their word. That's one of the principles I live by. And my reason is because I love to be treated that way. So if I love to be treated that way, I want to be an example of it. That's one. That's just one of many things that define who I am. So if you meet me now, if we have a relationship together, you discover a lot of things about me, a lot of things that define who I am. And at the root of it are principles. Because if they are not bound by principles, I can tell you that tomorrow I will change. Yes, that's why we see people flip every point in time because they've not actually defined, they haven't identified their identity. They don't have any principles they are standing by. So when things are convenient, they will go for it. When things are not convenient, they will bend who they are. They will lie to save themselves. They will do all sorts of things for pleasure because there is no self-identity. There is nothing that defines who they are. And they don't have any principles to it. There's nothing that keeps them in check. And there's no reason why they should even keep themselves in check. So identity is a powerful thing as leaders. We all need a correct sense of identity. And identity is not necessarily you are the most beautiful, all these affirmative things. Affirmation are good, like say good things to yourself. But true identity is really the principles that organize your life. Who are you? What do you stand for? Like in this world, what makes you different? Where is your place? Like, what do you represent? And then why is it? Why do you believe in what you believe? So that's the way I would summarize it. I don't know whether I answered the question.
Yeah, yeah, yes. Like I, from what you said, I realized that you have to discover your why, because when you
Yeah,
discover your
that's
why for whatever principle you are holding on to, then it will
mm-hmm.
help you when situations come, when circumstances come
Yes.
to hold on. That's a very good one. Thank you so much, Boluwatife. But
Yeah,
also,
thank you.
I I think that after we discover our self identities, then the next step to take is actually learning how to look beyond ourselves to understand how what we have discovered about ourselves fits into our world, fits into the world around us.
Mm,
For example, I would say you discover that okay, I have a passion for this. I love this is what I want to do with my life. But then as you
okay.
grow, responsibilities grow also. You know, you have bills, you have family responsibilities and these things. So you get to a point where you
Mm-hmm.
begin to, in the short term, most times when we say we have passion for something, we can't
Yeah.
see how it will sustain us in the
Yeah.
short term. Most times there's no
That's
profit from it yet. So how do we
mm-hmm.
balance this need to stay true to your passion with also the need to, for daily survival.
Yeah. Thank you very much for that question. You see, these are existential questions. They are pertinent questions in the heart of a lot of people. Like this exact question is what someone was asking me. Was it on that should be on maybe Sunday or Monday? There was a particular day this week that I literally sat down with someone. I was counseling the person. He was asking me a lot of these questions. The person, let me just give you a story. The person is confused. He's the first son of his family, and there are expectations on his life. He needs to make money. He's now serving. He's a core member. He's serving Nigeria, but he hasn't figured out how he's gonna make money after school. He has finished school, but he has a passion that he has been running away from, which is music. Obviously, even going into music is more like confusing because how do you make money with music from day one? And he needs something urgent for him to make money. So definitely, it's a lot of things on one mind. The first thing I told him was to relax. You see, just relax, just relax. First thing, just relax, calm down. It's not a big deal, right? Everybody has gone through this. Many people are going through this. It's not a new problem. It's a problem many people are going through. They may not even talk to you about it. So first thing is relax, calm down, just rest. But now the next thing is this. You see, the most important thing in life is doing what you love. Why is it very important? Because it determines your level of happiness. A lot of people are making money, a lot of money, but they are not happy. It's not because they are not supposed to be happy. It's because their work is taking life out of them, literally. And when I say it's taking life out of them, it's not because it's the most stressful work in this world. No, like it's not. It doesn't necessarily have to be the most stressful work in this world. It's just that you don't like what you are doing. Let's take for example, one of the things I don't like doing for me as a person is like I first learned it was I learned data analysis. I tried to learn data analysis, like just sitting down with data, analyzing it. Okay, I can do it. I can learn it and do it. But that's not the kind of job I want to be doing for a long time because it just gets me bored and tired. And like, I don't love being myself doing that kind of job. And everybody has something like that. We can do many things, but we are not the best doing everything. So the first thing is actually understanding what we need to do. I mean, what we love doing, because that's the centerpiece of fulfillment. We deserve to live a fulfilled life. We deserve to live a life we are happy to wake up in the morning, happy to go to work. But I won't deny the reality. The reality is that you may not even know how to make money from what you love doing, or what you love doing may take you many years before you make money from it. So that's where having a financial plan comes into play. See, every man that can think can plan. In as much you can think, you can plan. But the most important thing is knowing what you want. Once you know what you want, you know that okay, there's something you love doing. You realize that you don't even know how to make money from it yet, but you know that this thing brings you a lot of satisfaction. You don't want to throw away that satisfaction for the money, but you know you still need the money. So the question is that how can you harmonize the two? How can you keep developing your passion or the thing you love? Why you have a plan to make money, or why you do something else that can get the stomach filled, right? So that was the exact advice I was giving the guy the other day. You see, that your passion is not something you want to throw away. You need it. First is that you need it for your happiness. You need it to I don't know. There's a lot of question about what makes people happy. But me, I believe that fulfillment comes from what you love doing. Now the other part is this: you need to make money. So how do you make money? So making money is not hard. It's I think it's more straightforward than finding your passion or finding your purpose. Whenever you can create value for somebody else, you can make money. Today's call is value for somebody. If David has decided to charge, let's say 1,000 naira or 2,000 or 5,000 naira, we can still have a few people that can pay for it. That's just one way to make money. Now, just scale this up as a business. Then David is coming, calling people, doing events, helping people find their purpose and passion, and is charging a few amount of money for it. That could be his work, and that could be his passion too. Then he's making money from it. Just even if it is not his passion, in as much he's creating value for somebody, that person will pay him. So when it comes to money, money is not rigid. Like the way to make money is not a rigid way that okay, obviously you go to school, then you get a job. You can get a job. Like I can take my certificate now and get a job. I don't know the job I will get, but there's always a job. If you studied something and you have value to offer, there's always a job. But beyond what we studied in school, there are several things about us that constitute value for somebody else. Sometimes you have not thought about it. There's something about you that's valuable about somebody to somebody. I mean, maybe it's something you know that you can write a book about. Maybe it's an information knowledge. Maybe how to do something that you can write just an article about and charge for it. Or maybe it's actually a skill that you can render to somebody, or it's an actual job. So making money comes in several ways, but what is important is that while we find a way to live and make money in the present, we have a plan to keep developing our passion so that at the end of the day, we can literally do what we love doing and be paid for it. So let me just give an example. One of the people I studied a lot or follow a lot is Miles Muro, Dr. Miles Muro of blessed memory. And he started as a pastor. He was not being paid as a pastor, but because he found that was his calling, that was what he loved doing. He wanted to build people, train people. He kept his work and was pastoring a small church until the church grew enough to pay his salary. He still kept his job. He had a government job. That job is not something he really loved doing, but he kept the job so that he could still develop his passion and keep developing what he actually loved doing. Now, when the church grew to a point of paying him, he quit his job. He just left his job and just focused on his passion. And he did that till he died. He just focused on what he loved doing and then expanded it to several organizations, built it as a business just beyond the ministry, built a leadership business out of it. So I think that is a plan that is a plan I'm following, like literally following. At a point in my life, I won't do many of the things I'm doing today. I'll just focus entirely on leadership and training men. But I know that's long into the future. But now I still have to work, like do things that can pay me money, short term and long term, while I still keep developing myself. I know that's fair.
Yeah, yes, thank you, Boluwatife. I think one thing I got from there is just have a financial plan. You can keep
Yeah,
your
that's
days low while developing yourself in what you want to do, what you actually love. That's very good, and thank you, Boluwatife. I love the fact that you mentioned Miles Monroe, and the reason is
mm-hmm,
because I believe that role models play a very huge impact on our lives. I heard
mm-hmm,
you speaking recently in a podcast that you were invited to, and you mentioned
okay,
that it is easier to succeed in the Western world, like the US, because there
mm-hmm,
are a lot of role models there. You have people to look
yeah,
up to, you have the level like of Mark Zuckerberg, Jeff Bezos, these guys.
that's
But here in
yeah,
Africa, there are not so many of those role models around us. So
mm-hmm.
my question is, how what role do role models play in helping us to follow our passion and realize our dreams? And how can we find and build those models that we can look up to despite the shortage around us?
Yeah, thank you very much. I'm so happy we are in the 21st century and we are not limited by physical distance or physical barriers. The beautiful thing about role models is that they are those that have treaded the path you want to pursue, and they can give you a pattern to follow. See, I was citing the example of Miles Muru and how he did it, because it's someone that have literally like he has literally done what we are trying to talk about. So that's the power of role models. If you want to build a company today, you want to build a global company, you don't have to start from scratch. There are a lot of men that have built global companies like Steve Jobs, Mark Zuckerberg, Bill Gates. There's a pattern they followed. Just take the pattern, and the uniqueness is that you are doing it differently because you are different. But the same pattern is the same pattern. There's nothing new under the sun, literally. I won't lie to you. There's nothing new under the sun. So role models give us pattern that makes our life's journey easy. And to think that we are the first person to do something is to deceive ourselves. There's nobody doing anything new. You are just doing it newly, or you are doing it differently. You understand what I'm trying to say? If you are building a global company today, it will be different from someone that did it 30 years ago. But I can tell you that the principles remain the same. The principles of scaling, the principles of employment, of idea of branding, most of the things remain the same. But what is different is that you are a different person and you add your uniqueness to it. So when it comes to finding role models, the first thing is someone that has the result in whatever area of our life we need a role model in it. So I believe in mentorship by result, not mentorship by knowledge. A lot of people know a lot of things. That doesn't qualify them to mentor us. The only person qualified to mentor us in an area of life is someone that has results in that area of life. Someone that, like, that person has done it. It's not he's doing it. He has done it. So if I want to learn how to build a successful marriage, I want to learn from someone that has like maybe 20 years track record of peaceful and successful marriage. If I want to learn how to build a leadership company or a leadership organization, I want to learn from someone that has done it successfully with the results to show. Are you following me? That I can even see those he has built and the kind of result those guys are getting. So role models are identified by result. People that have results in whatever thing you want to do are potential role models in that area. So, and thank God for the internet. They are all over the world, all over the world. So for me, I came across Miles Moreau through videos and through books. The first kind of person I used to listen to when I started my personal development was Les Brown. I'm a huge follower of Les Brown. Like, Les Brown literally, changed my attitude to life because of his motivational speeches. But that was the level of success he was able to achieve. Les Brown achieved something. It transformed his life from being a poor from a poor family, from no having no significance to someone of significance. And he's using that story to shape life, to transform lives. But I can't stop there. I need someone that has done something more. So I got to know of Mars Moreau through following him, following Les Brown. I got to know of Mars Moreau. Mars Moreau is senior to Les Brown when it comes to understanding, when it comes to knowledge, and when it comes to results. Are you following me? So I started following Mars Moreau. So from following Mars Moreau, I got to know about many other people in that line too. This guy that wrote Stephen Covey. I know a lot of leadership gurus globally just by starting from somebody I know. So look around. If you can't go on the internet, look around you. There's somebody that has, it can be a little result that you don't have. If you can learn from them, then you can get that result too. It's as simple as that. And when you progress, as you progress, you get to meet more people that have higher level of results. It's an opportunity to get higher mentorship. So I think just exploring, keeping an humble attitude, and learning is a way to go when it comes to identifying and developing ourselves through role modeling. Um,
Thank you.
yes,
Thank you so much, Boluwatife. I think one thing that
you're
you have mentioned
welcome.
is that we need to look beyond geographical boundaries when looking for mentors,
True,
and we can actually leverage the internet to find these people that we can follow, that we can model. And that's a very good
true.
one. Thank you so much. Yeah, and recently I was listening to you speaking, and in my mind, I'm like, how does Bolu know so much about leadership? Then I heard you just say in that call, you said, there's no point in your life where you don't have at least two books that you have in mind to read next. I'm like,
Yeah.
that should be the secret. So, well, I've met a lot of people that reading does not come easy for them. They find it very difficult to
Mm-hmm.
sit down to study for hours.
Yeah.
The question is, is there a way around, actually getting yourself to study about these things? Is there a way around it, or you just have to, discipline yourself to get into that place to get the knowledge you need to move forward?
Okay. Thank you for that question. That's a very powerful question because a lot of people struggle to read. I can sympathize with them. At one point in the time, I also struggle. I struggle to read. Then it's a problem I've gotten over. See, one of the challenges people face is that they are very rigid to themselves. A lot of people are like military. Like, look, if you are your own boss, I don't know how you treat yourself. So people, let me not use the word maltreat, but people treat themselves in the way they like. I don't know, in a way that is not right. People are too rigid with themselves. And it was until I got more flexible with myself, I found my secret to reading and finishing books. So we there's no need to argue that knowledge is very important to whatever we want to do in this life. And we need those knowledge through books, through videos, through materials. And many of those materials will not be the most exciting. They won't be romantic novels. They will be study materials, like you are studying physics. I have a book on management. One of my guys picked it up. I say, it can only be Bolu that read this book. This book is very boring. If you ask me, is this book boring? I'll tell you yes, it's a boring book. Why do I read it? Because I need it. Are you with
Mm.
me?
Yeah.
But this is where flexibility comes into play. I try to understand myself and what I want per time and per season. I may have a book like that book on management. It's not the first book I read. I read some other books ahead because for me, I needed something more interesting. So once I got the energy I needed from an interesting book, I just picked that up that okay, you are the next,
Hmm.
and I'll do that. So I want to say two things. The first thing is knowing what you want now. Like what do you want now? The second thing is like being disciplined to do what you say you will do.
Mm.
And the third thing is being flexible to know when a plan has changed. So like initially at the point in my life, I will make a plan for the month for the books I want to read. And I'll go to a point, I'll go to a book, and that book will be very boring, very tiring, and very it looks like I don't even need this book now. But because I said I'll read the book, then I won't be able to say close it down. And you know, there's this thing that you haven't finished the book. Then
Mm.
I will just get stuck for a very long time and not be reading. Because every time I think about going to that book, I feel like I don't want to go, I don't want to go, I don't want to go. Until I just figure out, Bolu, I don't need to put myself through this. If this book is boring, just close it. Go and find an interesting book. Go and find what you actually need now. And that's what is working for me. I read what I want to read. If I don't want to read a book, I'll close it and go and find what I want to read. Are you with me?
Yeah.
Because at the end of the day, what matters is that we keep growing. Nobody
Mm.
cares how many books we finished. When on this call, nobody has asked me, Bolu, how many books have you finished? Is that Bolu, do you actually know something? And
Mm.
that's the important thing. I prioritize learning, I prioritize knowledge, I prioritize daily growth beyond how many books I've finished or what chapter I am. I pause the book, I read a book, then I go back to that book to finish it. I have a book I've paused for a very long time. I still plan to go back to when I have the time and when it seems right to me. I have books that I only read a portion where I find interesting, where I want. I think the flexibility is what we need and the determination to actually do or promise to do. So
Mm.
that's it. I don't know that I answered the question very well. What do you
Thank
think?
you. You definitely did. You spoke on discipline. I think that's very important. Discipline is
Mm-hmm.
very important. But something I found new is flexibility. Because even me personally, I
Yes.
struggle with that. When I'm reading a book, I don't like the fact that I didn't finish the book. So I just want to
Mm.
stay with it, even with the fact that it's difficult. And that delays me for a while and just stops me from going on to the next thing. I think I really like that flexibility. And our time is almost up. But let me just ask this question because I believe relationships are very powerful in whatever we want to
Yeah.
do. So
Sure.
nobody actually grows in isolation. At every stage of your journey, the people you are around, they shape the way you think, the choices you make,
Mm-hmm.
and in fact, the speed of your growth. So I would like to hear your
Mm-hmm.
thoughts. What's the place of relationships in discovering and fulfilling our dreams? How can we cultivate right relationships that supports our growth?
Wow, powerful. See, life is built on relationship.
Mm.
Anybody that doesn't know how to build relationship has put a cap on how much you grow and how much you succeed. Like if there's one thing we all need, it is how to build relationship. Even if you don't go to school, know how to build, maintain relationships. With that, at least there was time I was listening to Apostle Joshua Seman. He said, social capital is your real capital. You may not know how to make money. If all you know is how to build relationship and how to manage them, you can be making money just by that. Like there are people that can literally call someone and ask them for money and they will send it. And not because they are offering any value as it were. The value they are just offering is that they are good friends and they've been faithful. So let me talk about certain principles about relationship. First thing about relationship is that, can you hear me very well?
Yes, I can. Please, if
Yes.
I hear Bolu, just drop an emoji. Let's be sure.
Yeah. Um
Thank
okay,
you.
I can say a lot of emojis. See, the number one thing about relationship is that you choose, you make your choice about relationship. So a lot of people do relationship by accident. It is what comes by and it is who is interested. I think relationship can be better than that. If you see relationship as work, me, I see relationship as work. If I'm interested in building a relationship with you, I don't just leave it to accidents. Like, I want to be intentional about it. And if I will be intentional about it, it means that I must choose who my friends are. How do I choose my friends? I choose my friends based on my principles. First is that, is this person aligned with my values? And is this person valuable to me? You know, someone will say, you are very selfish. You are very selfish. Why is it that that person was valuable to you? Why is it that, okay, you are valuable to the person?
Mhm.
There are people you are valuable to. That's one level of relationship. When it comes to strong, committed relationship, it has to be mutual.
Mm.
There's no denying that you have something to offer, you have value to offer. But who do you want to build relationship with? You want to build relationship with someone that can also add value to you. So the question is that, have you found someone that can be of value to you? And does that person align with your fundamental principles? One of my principles is that, me, I don't like lying. And I want to be sure that this person does not like lying too. Like a lot of things that personal values to me. There are some people that is a no, even if they have all the values in this world, it's a no for me because our values don't align. So if you have aligned on values and I believe that you are valuable to me, to where I'm going, to what I'm doing, I want to be intentional about that relationship. I want to be very intentional about it. So once I align on value and I know the person I want to build a relationship with, the next thing is to um initiate that relationship. I believe in taking initiative. I believe in being a leader, not waiting for things to happen, but making things happen. Right. So I have someone at my workplace that I'm building a relationship with, and I'm very intentional about it. I have people around me that I'm building a relationship with. I'm very intentional about it. I may not ask you, do you want to be my friend? No, I may not necessarily ask. Once I find that we are aligned and you are valuable to me, the second thing I want to do is that I want to invest in your life. So I believe in law of giving and receiving, uh, rather than waiting for miracles to happen. What makes relationship strong is commitment. If there are people in your life that you know you can count on, it's because of their level of commitment. Our parents are very committed to us. They've there's track record of their commitment. When you were sick, they were there with you. When you were broke, they sent you money. They can't just leave you stranded. Now, if they call you tomorrow and say, David, come home, oh, I need you on this and this, why will you leave your place of residence and go there? It's because of a level of commitment. It's not really emotional. Are you with me? It's not something really emotional. So definitely, when you see people like that, and I'm saying this as principles that anybody can live by, you find someone that aligns with you and someone that's valuable with you. You want to find avenue to invest in them, to be of value to them. The next thing I want to look for is, how can I? No, I've thought about how you can be of value to me. Now is, how can I be of value to you? Because I know I will give before I receive.
Mm.
So I want to invest. I want to be a little bit ahead. Like I want to lead the initiative. So I want to look for, how can I invest in you? So I'll begin to ask you, do you read books? Okay, what do you do? I'm looking for that avenue that suits me to come in. So if you tell me you read books, I want to know, are you finding any challenges? I want to know any of your problem that I can come in to solve. Are you
Mm,
with me? Because I have a plan to build a strong relationship with you. Once I find something I can help you with, I want to help you with it. Are you with me? Another
mm,
time, if there's something I want to help you with it, by building that level of commitment, over time the person will realize that this person is somebody I want to take seriously. The relationship begins to forge. Like it's a forging. You begin to forge a bond by being valuable to each other. So now at the point I will not ask for your help. But
mm,
don't forget, I've sown seed forward. I've sown seed forward. Now I ask for your help. And it will be very hard for you to tell me no because you
mm,
know of how much I've done. Then you show up for me too. And then you see, this thing just aligns and bonds. Then later on, we can now begin to talk about how we get to, uh, know each other more. But I believe it doesn't start with knowing each other more, sitting down and talking, going for party. I don't believe that's where it starts from.
mm.
That's the added things that makes the relationship more colorful. But it starts with knowing how to help people and knowing how to come through for them. So if you keep doing this with people, especially intentionally with people that you choose, very soon you have strong relationship with. You have people you can call on and they'll show up for you, and you have people like that that can help you in several areas of your life. So that's the way I see it. I don't know whether
Wow.
it agrees with what you think.
I definitely agree with you. Like, yeah, one thing I've said is building relationship is work. Like that's something I've taken out of that. It's actually work. It doesn't just come easy. You have to go for what you want, and you also have to make yourself of value, not just to position yourself to receive from people. That's a very great insight. Thank you so much, Boluwatife. Thank you.
Welcome.
Our time is fast spent, but I don't know if anyone has questions. Please kindly raise your hand and speak, or drop them in the comment section. So while that is going on, Boluwatife, I'd just like you to drop just one final, comment for everyone on this call. Like being a leader yourself, and given that you teach leadership, what is one final word, one final parting word that you have for everyone on this call, in the place of wanting to turn their dreams into reality?
Okay.
I don't,
I
please,
didn't think about. Hmm?
all
You want
right.
something?
Yeah, yeah, please, if you have questions, you can kindly drop them in the comment in the chat box, or you just raise your hand so you can speak once Bolu is done. Thank you.
Okay. If there's something I want to say to the people on this call, I may be another place tomorrow and say different thing. It is that I want you to believe in yourself. I want you to believe in yourself. A lot of people are waiting for their parents to believe in them before they pursue their dreams. A lot of people, a lot of people are waiting for their friends to believe in them before they pursue their dreams. Why don't you take a chance on yourself and just go for it because you believe in yourself? I'll tell a story. I had a dream of starting a business, and I didn't do it like around 300 level, or is it 200 or 300 or something like that, many years after I've entered school, because I didn't believe in myself. I the projections from my parents are not that like I'll start a business. The projections of people around me are not like that. So I was finding it very hard to believe in myself. But it got to a point. I just had someone say on the radio that if you don't do what you want to do while you're on campus, there's a high chance that you won't even do it after campus. And I felt like, wow, I rather do this thing. I don't care if I fail. I want to have my conscience satisfied. I've actually tried. So just take a chance on yourself. Just take a chance on yourself. Believe in yourself and go for what you want. And I believe that everything will work out okay. Even if you fail, you happy you tried. You
Hmm.
happy you actually gave yourself a chance to live the life of your dreams. So that was what I will leave with you tonight. And I'll be open to get your questions.
Wow, thank you very much, Boluwatife. Believe in yourself. Take a chance. Thank you very much, Boluwatife. I'm really grateful. All right, somebody is asking a question. So Imada Adebanji says the question is on relationships. Sir, I used to be a firm believer in building relationships as it is an important skill needed to succeed in life. But how do you do that without looking like you want to use that person to achieve your goal? Mm,
Okay. Okay, that's a very powerful question. Like you actually don't want to use people to achieve your goal. You see, it is insincere and not good that all you have in mind is to use people and you strategically position yourself to use people. But I can tell you, if you follow the principles that are aligned, like I said, your mentality will shift. Because someone that has a mentality of using people will never give value. In fact, will never help people. All you want to do is just get, get, get. But life is not built on that. Life is built on giving and receiving. I tell you, it's not emotional. If someone that wants to use people can use emotional blackmail or try to do this or that. But if you believe in giving and receiving, give help to somebody and ask for help. You are not using anybody. But if all you do is receive, ask for help, receive, and you're looking for people that will help you, and you don't even have anything in mind to do in return, to be a value in return, to be of help in return, then you are using people. So just follow the principles. Give first. In fact, have a mindset of giving first. And with that mindset, your conscience will never bother you that you're using people. You are just asking for help where you need help, and people will help you. So that's the way I want to answer the question. I don't if it's not clear, you can let me know, say can talk more or raise your hand and speak.
Yeah. Thank you, Boluwatife. Emmanuel, I hope you are clear with that response. But anyway, our time is fast spent. If
Yes,
you have
sir.
any more questions, all right, all right. Isaac is asking a question. He says, who has been your greatest role model, and what have you learned from them? I think Bolu has mentioned Miles Monroe. I don't think I'm right. Bolu, do you want to answer that?
Yeah, yeah. Greatest role model. I have a lot of great role models. But let me say my greatest role model is a leader of my faith. You know, every kind of faith has a leader, like a spiritual leader that leads that faith. Like for me, I believe in the leadership Jesus Christ portrayed when he came to this earth, as you know, as it is in the Bible. See, what he literally changed the way I think and the way I treat people. And let me give an example. Um, when he was about to die, one of the things he did was that he began to wash his disciples' feet. He began to wash his disciples, all of them. And you know, the leader of a faith, leader of a belief system, began to wash his disciples' feet, people that he is teaching. And he was trying to teach humility. He was trying to teach that you ought to serve others, you ought to be of help to people. It's not that you have a position, then you know use it that power against people. Now, it may not look like it's the greatest management principle, but I can tell you that what really matters in your relationship with people is how you treat them. Are you with me? You may know a lot. They used to say that people don't care how much you know until they know how much you care.
Mm,
So knowing the fact that I've learned how to care more from my leader, from my spiritual leader, has really transformed my entire life, transformed the way I do leadership, transform the way I do everything. So he's my greatest role model. Where I still have a lot of role models that are people, but that's my greatest role model. Thank you for asking.
thank you, Boluwatife. All right. So at this point, I don't think there are any more questions, and we have actually run out of time. Thank you so much, Boluwatife, for being on this session with us today. Thank you for the insights you have shared. Please let's drop a clapping emoji for Boluwatife. Please let's celebrate Boluwatife. Thank you very much. Thank you very much. We are so grateful. And also, I would like you to also celebrate yourselves. For everyone that is here, just drop an emoji, clap for yourself. Let's make ourselves happy. Let's clap for ourselves. Thank you all so much for joining tonight. I'm so grateful to have you all here tonight. And I want you to know that this is just a start. We are still going to be having many more such as this. And anytime we put it out there, let's endeavor to join. And trust me, it only gets better from here. It only gets better. So be excited, be anticipating something better. And I'm sure that through this series, many of us are going to be actually empowered to do what we love, to live fulfilled life. I believe so. Thank you, everyone. I know there are still more questions. Please, if you have any other questions, you can just reach out to me. You can reach out to me. Probably let me just drop my WhatsApp contact here. You can reach out to me, and if there are questions for Boluwatife, I can forward it to Boluwatife to answer that question. So thank you all for joining tonight. Also, the recording for this session is going to be uploaded on YouTube. I'll be sending the link out very soon. The recording will be uploaded on YouTube, and you can take advantage of that. And I think my YouTube channel is just at about your like. When you look for that on YouTube, you can find that. So it will be uploaded maybe today or tomorrow, and you can all get access to it and just go over it again. So thank you all for joining tonight. Thank you, Boluwatife. I appreciate everyone. Have a good night rest. Bye.
Thank you, everybody. Have a nice night.
Thank you, sir.
Right.